The Bill Shakespeare Project presents This Week in Shakespeare for the week ending Monday, November the 19th, 2018. Hola, Bardophiles, I'm Bill, and welcome to the 221st episode of This Week in Shakespeare, a video release brought to you by the Bill Shakespeare Project. This is our weekly opportunity to let you know about the latest and greatest in Willie Shakespeare headlines coming at you every Tuesday because, well, Tuesday is News Day. The goal here is to hit you with a quick blast, no more than 10 minutes tops of Bard-related news. Plus, we'll try to serve up some historical dates for what were the past 7 days of the year. So, this week's news stories included: Newsweek was one of many media outlets to cover the brouhaha over North Carolina schools' presentation of The Complete Works of Shakespeare Abridged, which local parents found offensive because of its depiction of alcohol use and suicide, even going so far as to hold a prayer meeting over the issue. Did none of these parents read Romeo and Juliet? I mean, seriously. The Green Bay Press Gazette ran the announcement by Dorr Shakespeare of their 2019 season in Wisconsin, including Henry V and the Merry Wives of Windsor. The Valley News of New Hampshire ran the story of the production of Coriolanus from Ontario's Stratford Festival, making its only U.S. appearance at the Hopkins Center at Dartmouth College. Broadway World reviewed Macbeth by Shakespeare's Globe, running through February the 2nd in London, giving it 3 of 5 stars and questioning Michelle Terry's housewifely portrayal of Lady M. Cincinnati.com reviewed Twelfth Night by Cincinnati Shakespeare Company, running in Ohio through December the 8th, giving it a mostly positive review, saying that the production's kitchen sink mentality, while making the show a hoot, sometimes smothers the Shakespeare. And finally, the Australian Stage reviewed Twelfth Night by Melbourne Theatre Company, running Down Under, giving it a rave review and calling it a spectacular entertainment which promises audiences a hilarious and joyous night out. Arts Hub also reviewed the production, which runs until January 5th, giving it 4.5 out of 5 stars and saying the show is a worthy festive season romp. Now, let's take a look back on the last 7 days and how they relate to Shakespearean history, both his and the history in his plays. On November the 13th, 1312, Edward III was born. His reign as King of England lasted 50 years, from 1327 to 1377. His son was Edward, Black Prince of Wales, who died 7 months before his father, so King Edward's successor was actually his grandson, the 10-year-old Richard II. On November the 14th, 1380, Charles VI of France was crowned at the age of 12. Known as both Charles the Beloved and Charles the Mad, this is the Charles who was the King of France at the beginning of Henry V. Charles's daughter Isabella was Queen of England, married to Richard II, and another daughter, Catherine, was Queen of England, married to Henry V. And she was also mother to Henry VI. His signing of the Treaty of Troyes disinherited his sons and gave the throne of France to Henry V. On November the 15th, 1720, the pirate queens Anne Bonny and Mary Read, along with Calico Jack Rackham, were captured and brought to Spanish Town, Jamaica, for trial. No Shakespearean connection, but my older son used to love pirates, and we read to him the Ballad of the Pirate Queens, and man, what a play Shakespeare could have made from their story. On November the 16th, 1633, was the first recorded performance of Richard III. According to the diary of theatrical producer Philip Henslowe, there was a play called Buckingham, which was popular in December of 1593 and January of 1594, which may have been Richard III. On November the 17th, 1558, Elizabeth I ascended to the throne of England. She would be the reigning monarch for most of Shakespeare's career. On November the 18th, 1590, George Talbot, 6th Earl of Shrewsbury, died. He was charged by Queen Elizabeth to guard Mary, Queen of Scots, from 1568 for the next 18 years. Not exactly a key piece of Shakespeare history, but interesting nonetheless. On November the 19th, 1455, Richard Plantagenet, Duke of York, was named Lord Protector for the second time for Henry VI. He had been Lord Protector earlier, from April 1454 through February of 1455. This second period of protectorship ended the following February when Henry VI regained his faculties, and this was depicted in Henry VI, Part 3. And that was your Week in Shakespeare, brought to you by the Bill Shakespeare Project. Now, if you've enjoyed this news review, tell a friend and hit the subscribe button to keep from missing these news, reviews, and history videos. For our daily blog and previous Twiz episodes, including links to the news stories we've covered this week, as well as the Real Bill Shakespeare Project podcast, check us out at thebillshakespeareproject.com. And we'll catch you next week.